Hi everyone, my name's Molly. If you're new here, then hi, hello, welcome. This is my little side of the internet where I talk all things books. And if you're returning, then welcome back. Today is a really exciting video. I thought it would be super fun to show you guys my bookshelves. As you can see, I've got one bookshelf and a book trolley here, and then I've got another bookshelf in my bedroom. I am going to do this in two parts. The first being this shelf behind me, which is mainly romance and YA. And then the second part will be my book trolley and my other book in the bedroom, which is a lot more fantasy and thriller. So grab a drink, grab a snack, let me show you my books. So as you can see, this is my main reading space, and I have got two bookshelves. One is in here, as you can see, and the other one is in the bedroom. To try and make things a bit more organised, I've kept the room in here to be full of my romances and my contemporary and some of my YA. I will go into this in depth in a moment. I then also have this little reading trolley, and this mainly has some of my romance and YA hardbacks, as well as some fantasy and some books that I hope to read soon. It is also home to some recent purchases and some gifted books too. In the bedroom, as you walk in, here is my thriller shelf. I have got some fantasy at the top, but then as you go down, you will notice it is just full of thriller books. But let's start off with the romance shelf. So right at the top, as you can see, I've got both my hardbacks for the Sarah J Maas series, both A Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass. Absolutely love these series, but I haven't finished both of them yet. I aim to during this year. And then we have this shelf, which is all of my YA. Always Isn't Forever. This is a book that I was recently gifted last year, and it sounds really good but also really sad, so I've been holding off reading it. I then have two YA thrillers, This Delicious Death and This Is How We End Things by R.J. Jacobs. And Almond. Almond I've heard some amazing things about, and I'm really excited to read it. It does seem like a very quick short read as well, so I do need to pick it up sooner rather than later. They Both Die at the End is one of my all-time favourites. I was very lucky to go and meet Adam Silvera. As a result, my copy is signed. I didn't read this exact copy, but once I met him, I had to get a physical copy there. I treasure that book so much. You can see I've also got the Shatter Me series, Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Define Me, Restore Me and Believe Me. But I'm yet to pick up Restore Me. This went around Book Talk quite a lot last year, Assistant to the Villain, and I was kindly gifted this. And an author I absolutely love, Jessie Sutanto, I'm Not Done With You Yet, as well as Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. Sticking with the theme of YA thrillers, I've then also got A Game of Lies and Death by Triona Campbell, Nina and the Undead, How to Kill Men and Get Away With It, The Murder After the Night Before, Murder on a School Night, The Night in Question, and The Naturals. The Naturals is an amazing YA thriller that follows a bunch of super smart children trying to unsolve cold cases that are all to do with serial killers. It is fantastic and I love the series so much. I've got Ghosted by Emily Barr, and this is meant to be a buddy read with my friend Erin, but a lot of our books we just kind of avoid for the longest time, which is so funny to me. So I haven't read it yet, but I do hope to read it soon. If I move my little Care Bear out the way, you can see my little Alice Oseman collection, including the 5 volumes of Heartstopper and 3 of the recent new editions of her original books, which are Nick and Charlie, Loveless, and I Was Born for This. These have the most gorgeous covers, and I was super fortunate to be sent these from HarperCollins, so thank you so much for sending them my way. Just put my little baby back there. We go down to the next shelf. You'll notice this is where my romance series starts. I got this absolutely stunning decal sign over from Books and Beyond, and like last time, you can use code Molly10. They also do amazing custom ones, so you can choose what you want on them and the designs, and just look at the shine. I will leave the link down below in the description box if anyone is interested. Starting off well, we've got the Boys Are Tommen series. So you've got Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving and Redeeming 6. I've then also got My Fault and Your Fault by Mercedes Ron. I absolutely loved My Fault when I read it last year, so when I saw Your Fault had came out, I was so excited. I am yet to read it, but I love these covers so much, and I know that Our Fault is also out now, so I need to get on that super quick. And then if I'm honest, I don't know why I've still got this. I absolutely love Talia Hibbert, but I did unhaul the other 2 books once I'd read them. I haven't actually read Eve Brown yet, which is why I think I'm holding on to it just in case I decide to read it. But I don't feel like I've really got a place for it, so it does just stay up there for now. I then have this super cute What Is Your Cat Really Thinking book, which my mum got me for Christmas, so I just leave it there. That little book goes right next to my Lauren Asher series. I've got the fine print, terms and conditions, and the final offer for the Dreamland Billionaires series. I've also got book 1 of the Lakefront Billionaires series, which is Love Redesigned. Absolutely loved this series. Cal is my absolute favourite, and I thought this was a really good start to her new series. Also just love the covers of her books, and the artwork on the inside is always absolutely stunning. Cannot wait to carry on with that series. And if you haven't read this series yet, I highly recommend, because it's a really good step into romance. And this one is set in basically a fictionalized version of Disneyland, which I absolutely loved. We then have the Lucy Score series, and look at how gorgeous the covers are next to each other. I have read Things We Never Got Over, but I am yet to read Things We Hide from the Light and Things We Left Behind. I've heard so many good things about these books. I absolutely loved this one to bits, and although I know a lot of people struggle with the thickness of these books, I honestly binged it and I could not stop thinking about the characters. These books are small town, they are spicy, and there is a little bit of drama in between. Although I can't recommend the other 2 because I'm yet to read them, I do highly recommend that you read the first. Playing for Keeps is a series by Becca Mack that I have in full that I am yet to start. However, these covers are absolutely stunning. I know that these weren't originally published in this way, and these are new redesigns. I absolutely love them, and I'm so glad to have them in my collection. I feel so guilty in saying that I'm yet to read a Mariana Zapata book, but I do have Wall of Winnipeg and Me, Dear Aaron, and From Lukov with Love on my TBR, and I'm super excited to read them soon. Just gonna remove my cheeky Carmex because honestly nothing else helps my dry lips more than this. And this gorgeous mug, Take Me to the Mushroom Bookshop, which is again from Books and Beyond. And inside I've got a Books and Beyond bookmark, but also some gorgeous romance bookmarks that I got from Digitella, which are double-sided. And I do have a 25% discount code, which is Moles25. Again, I will leave the discount code and the link to the shop over in the description box. And then over here, I have got a couple more romance books. I've got a standalone here, which is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one. And again, the cover is stunning. Also so happy that it's a floppy book. And I've got the first book in the Miles High series by Liz Tom Ford. And again, I love this cover and I love how it shines in the sun. So pretty. And right at the end, I've got 2 of these romantasy books by Sarah Hawley. I've got A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon and A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. Both were gifted by the publishers and I'm super grateful. They're definitely giving me spring summer vibes, so I need to get onto them soon. On the next shelf, we just have this super cute fake plant shaped in a little rainbow. I just think it's so cute, so we'll put her up there for now. And if we go down, the first books that I have are the Magnolia Park series. And I am not ashamed to say that I absolutely love this series to pieces and I recommend it to everyone. I even know people that only read thrillers have read this and enjoyed this, so that just says enough. It consists of Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, who is, by the way, my absolute favourite character, including her brother Julian. Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, which is the thickest book in the series so far, super floppy. And Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Is also a new one that's recently released, but I haven't got a copy of that yet. But look how depressing this is. Everyone I know has a floppy copy of this one and I don't, but it's okay, it's stunning nonetheless. Then have physical copies of the Off-Campus series by Al Kennedy, which are The Deal, The Mistake, The Score, The Goal and The Legacy. I was very kindly gifted the box set from booksellers over on TikTok Shop, and I am so excited to read this series. I am currently reading Misfit by Al Kennedy, and safe to say I'm obsessed with her writing style, so I am so excited to binge these soon. And here is the OG series that got me into romance, which is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Got Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. If I had to choose my favourite in terms of order, I would go Twisted Lies, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate and then Twisted Love. But I do love all of them and I do highly recommend you pick them up. Pretty much everyone and their gran has read these at this point, so if you haven't, you are definitely missing out. And in my personal opinion, Anna Huang knows how to write spice, and her fictional men are just stunning. Continuing on with Anna Huang, I've got a King of Wrath, King of Pride, and King of Greed, which are a part of her King of Sin series, which I'm yet to start, as well as Anna Huang's If We Ever Meet Again, which is a part of her If Love book series. I have 3 B.K. Borison books, Love Like Farms, In the Weeds and Mixed Signals. Read and loved Love Like Farms. In the Weeds is on my spring TBR, and I was recently gifted Mixed Signals. Absolutely love the covers on these ones, and I'm so excited to read them. As mentioned earlier, Misfit is my current read, and here she is in all her beautiful glory. Absolutely loving her. She is a great read, and I highly recommend her so far. And although these don't necessarily fit on this shelf, I do put them here because the colours work really well. These are the Jessie Sutanto Dilate for Auntie series. It is more of a murder mystery, but with a bit of humour. They are very light-hearted and there is romance involved. I was recently gifted the entire series in celebration of the 3rd instalment by the publishers, so I'm super grateful for that. Love the cartoon effect that the covers bring. The characters are just so funny and I just love reading their stories. I have read the first 2 and absolutely loved them. I'm yet to read the 3rd but cannot wait. And lastly on this shelf, of course, it's no one other than the Elsie Silver Flawless series. Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless and Hopeless. My all-time favourite is Heartless, which follows Cade Eaton, who is the single parent, and honestly, if my heart could go to any fictional character, it would be him. The covers are also super pretty and I do love the style of these books. The next shelf is mainly standalones, however you can see a bunch of authors of similar vibes, so we'll go through those next. Now, I will be honest, I was not a fan of Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I did not feel like there was any plot and it was just very smut based. And although I do like that from time to time, I do feel it was quite a boring read. However, I was recently gifted Wildfire by W.H. Smith, so I am going to give it a whirl. I also do like the sound of this one a lot more, and the cover is stunning. Also have 2 Ella May's books, Marriage for One and To Hate Adam Connor. I have read an Ella May's book before. I don't know where it's gone. It's gone walkies, but I absolutely loved that one, so I'm really excited to read these 2. And then other books I've got on this list are Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, The Comeback by Lily Chu, The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart by Margarita Montemore, The Christmas Swap by Talia Samuels, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, Once Upon a Leap Year by Annabelle, and You Could Be So Pretty by Holly Bourne. I absolutely loved Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I've heard amazing things about The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. The rest I have just picked up over the years and I'm really excited to read. I was recently gifted The Summer I Turned Pretty by one of my best friends, Tanisha, who I will tag down below, and she got me this for Christmas because we want to read it together. I think this will be a read that we pick up in the summer, but I'm really excited about it, so Tanisha, don't be forgetting, girl. This is on my reading list. After recently having read a Lynn Painter book last summer, I saw this in the works for £2, so I had to pick it up, and that's Mr. Wrong Number. And got other books on the shelf, including Girl in Pieces, You With a View, which has the most stunning book cover. I mean, look at that. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which I've heard amazing things about. Mad About You and Between Us by Mari McFarlane. A Merry Little Meet Cute and A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julia Murphy and Sierra Simone. I loved A Merry Little Meet Cute. I read that last year and I was recently gifted A Holly Jolly Ever After just at the end of last year. That is on my list for this coming Christmas. However, be warned, although these look super cute and fluffy, I promise you they are very dirty and very much not so PG-13. Be warned. I've then got another Christmas book, Just Like Magic by Sari Hoggle. And then I've got 2 of the Rebecca Yarros books, The Things We Leave Unfinished and The Last Letter. Things We Leave Unfinished was a recent book club pick of mine and I rated it a 4.5 star. I absolutely loved it and it had dual timeline. It's such a perfect read. However, The Last Letter absolutely stole my heart, and if I could rate a book 6 out of 5 stars, it would be this one. This book will always be an all-time favourite of mine. You can then see that I've got quite a few Tessa Baileys. I've got My Killer Vacation, Wreck the Halls, Secretly Yours, Fangirl Down, and Hook, Line and Sinker. I am so excited to read this one because apparently it's like a romance but also a murder mystery. but I've heard very mixed things, so I'm really hoping it doesn't disappoint me, which is why I've avoided it for so long. And Fangirl Down is actually my current book club pick, so I am going to do a reading vlog for this super soon, so be sure to wait for that. I have A Lie for a Lie, A Favour for a Favour by Helena Hunting. Read A Lie for a Lie and absolutely loved it. I felt like it had the most amazing anxiety representation, and I'm really excited for A Favour for a Favour. This has one of my favourite tropes. And then I have two larger paperbacks at the end. I've got In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros and Coach by Devney Perry. Both are two of my favourite all-time authors, so again, super excited to read these. Which then leads us to our next shelf. On this shelf, I do have this super cute ceramic pumpkin. This is where I put my jelly wax that I get from Gower Scents. Like your standard wax melt, these are super easy because you do just peel the wax off like that, and then you can place it back in and turn it around for more scent. They have been life-changing and they're super easy to clean, so I highly recommend you checking them out. So at the end of this shelf, you've got Things I Wanted to Say But Never Did by Monica Murphy. I've read quite a few in this Lancaster Prep series and really enjoyed them, so this is the first one in the series. Of course, I haven't been reading them in order because I'm very chaotic like that, but I do want to get to the start of the series, which is why I've still got this one. I also have Pretending by Holly Bourne and Fall Boys by Penelope Douglas. I then just have a little pile here which consists of The Book Proposal, Rules of Engagement, Check and Mate, Love Me Do, All Your Perfects, One Night on the Island, The Long Game, X's and O's, Becoming Mila, and The Unhoneymooners. We then carry on with more standalones, including Set on You, The Girl Who Jumped, With Love from Cold World, which sounds super fun, and I really like this cover. I love how you've got the designs of the theme park in the words. After the End by Claire McIntosh, and although this isn't necessarily a romance, it is contemporary fiction, which is why I've put it in here. I know that this is absolutely going to make me sob my heart out, so I'm waiting for the right time to read it. Cat Lady by Dawn Porter, Acts of Desperation, and seeing as it wants to come out, The Summer Job by Lizzie Dent, You Again by Kate Goldbeck, and I feel like this would make for the perfect autumnal read. Falling Hard for the Perfect Guard, After I Do and Forever Interrupted by TJR, another Christina Lauren, this one being The Soulmate Equation, Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander, Anxious People, we can all relate, by Frederick Backman, The Man I Never Met by Elle Cook. This book is super cute and I'm so gutted I didn't get a chance to read it this year, but Chloe Leese's The Mistletoe Motive, so stunning, and who doesn't want to read about a romance in a bookshop. Cassie Stewart's debut novel number 32, Sing Red by Isabel Ronin. The same author of With Love from a Cold War, I've also got Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. How stunning is this cover? And the final shelf on the romance shelf are more necessarily dark romances, but there are a couple that aren't, because a girl's got to find room. We first of all have Priest, Sinner and Saint by Sierra Simone, and I do not need to go into this one. It's on the dark romance shelf, so do be expecting dark, explicit romance. There's a lot of sex involved. Sierra Simone knows how to write spice, and Priest is a next level. I'm so excited to read Sinner and Saint, but these will definitely not be for everyone. We then have the Very Love Never After series by Emily McIntyre, including Hooked, Scarred, Wretched, Twisted and Crossed. I have read Hooked, Scarred and Twisted, my favourite being Twisted, but Hooked is also an all-time favourite. I'm yet to read Wretched because I've heard some things that made me a bit put off, but I'm excited to read Crossed. The Never After series by Emily McIntyre are dark romances that have a little spin-off on your average fairy tale. Hooked being Peter Pan, Twisted being Jasmine and Jafar, Scarred being The Lion King, etc, etc. They are definitely original in their idea and the storylines are fab. We just have a love for some more than others. I have realised we're going kind of back to front, but it's fine, let's do it. I have a couple more here, included Ghosted, Insatiable, Othakana by Runix, which I absolutely loved. This one is a lot more of a dark academia novella, but it follows a lot of dark romantic themes, and I just thought it was brilliant. The new cover is also stunning since it has been traditionally published, and I absolutely love it. I've then got Misconduct by Penelope Douglas, Charlotte St. Clair's A Touch Of series. We've got A Touch of Darkness, A Touch of Malice and A Touch of Ruin. Beloved book Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I feel like this is a book that I'm going to absolutely love, so I am waiting for the time where I just need a book that I know is going to be a 5-star. So she is there ready and waiting. They've got There Are No Saints, King of Battle and Blood, Flock. The first two books in the Heart Hassle series by Raven Kennedy being Signs of Cupidity and Bonds of Cupidity. Again, these are dark reverse harem series, but look at how stunning these covers are. Honestly, I absolutely love the cartoon covers of all these romance books, but at the same time, I know younger me would have been drawn to these. I thought they were all innocent, but little do we know. Just above, I've got one of my only Colleen Hoover books, Too Late. I have read a lot of Colleen Hoover, but I did tend to get rid of them once I'd read them. This one, Too Late, is one that I'm yet to read. I've heard mixed things, but I am excited to give it a go. Takeover, which is again one of my all-time favourite romance books. This was absolutely stunning. This book was a perfect example of single parent trope being done. I absolutely loved it and sobbed my heart out. Books from different authors, and although they don't hit the dark romance category, they are just placed there anyway. I then also have Credence and Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, which are well known for their dark themes, and Wicked Holiday by Sophie Snow, who is a debut author who kindly gifted me her book. So that is the romance bookshelf in its entirety, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this just as much as I enjoyed filming it. Let me know if there are any books that I need to read as soon as possible, and let me know if I own any of your favourite books of all time. I hope you all have fantastic days, and I cannot wait to see you again soon. Bye!